Hello and welcome back. I watched this a bit ago, so I don't remember everything, so it's probably a shorter review or my thoughts on. Anyway, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of this anime. Utawarerumono? Is that it? The False Faces is the one I watched. Now, years ago, I saw another anime, and it was different than this one. So I don't know how many characters are reoccurring, if there's been, I don't know, like this is like a tale later on. I don't know, but the very first one I watched years ago, I remember the main character was a guy who had amnesia and he had a mask stuck to his face, and a girl finds him and takes care of it. Like takes care of him, takes care of it. Yeah, she's a hitman. No, I'm kidding. And just, oh god, I that's all I remember. And then I remember the ending where I think they found out he was God or something, that had split himself in half. I don't know. Like, it's been so many years, I could just be making shit up at this point. But anyway, I saw the Wikipedia page, so I know there's a bunch of games. I know there's a manga. I know there's OVAs. I know all fucking that. So the one I'm talking about is The False Faces. There are 25 episodes. It is on Crunchyroll. Now, it's very similar in the sense that we start with our main character, who later is called Haku. It's not his actual name, it's the name that's given to him. And he kind of wakes up on a snowy mountain with amnesia, doesn't know who he is. And again, a girl finds him, and, they kind of travel around together. Obviously, they're probably shipped as love interests. And, in most shows, the person that loses their memories always wants to get them back. Haku doesn't really seem to give a fuck. Like, I have never seen a character not care at all. He doesn't care. Which is oddly refreshing. He's just like, I gotta find my memories, or, oh no. And he's just like, you want to go find your memories, dude? I don't care either way. Like, I'm just kind of do what I want to do now. But he's very lazy, but like, he kind of just wants to, like, lay around, drink sake. But he's weak. Like, bro, he's used to, like, an OP main character, but, like, he's physically weak. I mean, he does get a little bit better fighting at the end, I think, but he, like, barely fights at all. So he's more of a thinker. A tactician, if you will. So basically, it's kind of centered on him, and, like, we do find out what he's forgotten, but, like, you don't get a whole lot of details. You get enough to go, okay. But they're very skimpy with all the details of everything. So you think it'd be very laid back. Like, it's definitely a comedy, but they are, like, we know there's, like, these giant bug type things. We know there's this thing called the curse. We do find out what the curse is later on. And the ending kind of surprised me a bit, because I wasn't expecting, because I was very fucking confused, because they just started the episode off. Hold on, I'll spoil it in a second. I was like, what? But yeah, it's mainly focused on kind of like him being thrown into shit, because he's kind of traveling with this girl, and then they meet people, and he kind of ends up getting involved politically with other places, or people. Like, I don't know how to describe this thing, because he's a very, just, like, he doesn't fucking care. He just kind of wants to enjoy his time, but it's mainly centered around everyone else around him more than him, if that makes sense. He kind of feels like an extra in his own story. But it's a good one. I don't think you need to know what happens in all the games or anything, or the manga, to enjoy it, because I sure as fuck didn't, but I kind of liked it anyway. But I think it would definitely help. So I would check it out. Anyway, but I'm going to spoil the end for you. So if you're interested in, giant bugs and kind of like political stuff and like some rom-com bullshit and just kind of a casual approach to it, and then it gets serious and you're like, wait, what, why? Anyway, so there's that. Now I'm going to spoil the ending for you, so if you want to go watch it, it's 25 episodes on Crunchyroll. Go do it. Alright, so spoilers. The last episode just starts with Haku is dead. What? Because they left off, I was like, okay, clearly this dude, like, the way they're acting, I'm assuming, like, this dude's gonna die, not him, but, like, I think his name is Ukon. And, it's like Ukon, I think. And, so it looks like he's kind of, like, dying. And, then we see him saying to the girl who found Haku, who's clearly his love interest, I can't remember her fucking name. I can't remember any of the names in this. I remember Haku and I remember Pon. Pon. Haku and Ukon. That's it. But, which, oh my god. There's one thing I really like about the show is they do kind of lay on the fan service a bit. But they do it more so for the guys. Like, in this world, there's clearly boys love manga. And it's very popular. And they often have... Like, of course, they have a bunch of guys on the cover, like they do, with the typical, like, if you've ever read a boys love thing, you know what the fuck it's gonna be on the cover of these things. So there's that, and there's two characters that look like Haku and Ukon. And it just made me laugh the whole time, because I love when they do that. Like, if you're gonna do fan service, I love when they treat it both equally. Where, like, yeah, you have the girls' side that the guys want to look at, and then you have, like, the boys love shit that, us Joshis love. So I love that. Obviously, they're not together. It's very much a bromance with them. But there's some fan service in this. And it's nice for once for it not to be... Because I feel like anytime they do fan service, it's always the girls. And I'm so fucking tired. Like, you have no idea how fucking tired I am of the goddamn hot springs bathtub bullshit. I'm tired of it. Why are the girls always trying to grope the other girl's boobs? Why? No one fucking does that. It's all the same. If you've seen one, you can guess what fan service is in every other anime. So it's nice to, for once, at least get, like, a little bit of something, like, I guess I would want to see, like, make some funny, you know? But yes, if you don't like fan service, there's some in this. If you don't like boys love, they don't actually ship them, but clearly they do that, like, hinting for us Fujoshis. Like, clearly, we know they're just friends. They're just really close friends. But, like, everyone, like, they're just, especially this one character, who is like, I think she likes Haku, but, like, she's constantly shipping him and Ukon in her head. Which I don't know why. I think the only other character I really liked was the bird. There's this, like, giant bird that saves their ass on numerous occasions, and it's adorable. And he's friends with the tiger. And it's just... He really likes Haku. And it's cute. I can't remember the bird's name, but it's such a cute little birdie. Like, I shouldn't say... Like, they can fucking ride on it. So, several people can ride on this goddamn bird. So, it's not little. Anyway. So, off track there. This Ukon... Well, we find out he was the Minister of the Right and Ukon are the same person, and he kind of just uses a disguise. And so we have him and his Minister of the Right farm, and he says Haku is dead. Haku is obviously our main character. And he's saying it to this girl, and we find out, no, the Minister of the Right is dead, and Haku is now using magic, or someone's helping him use magic to disguise himself so he can take over for him. Because, like, someone tried to assassinate the princess of the kingdom, and the emperor is dead. And we find out the emperor is actually Haku's older brother. So now, and quite clearly someone's, this is I think, what is it called, a coup? Yeah, but obviously they both, like, there's an attempted murder for the princess, she's alive. They managed to save her, and then the king, unfortunately, is dead. And they kind of hint that he was probably assassinated. So they don't know who it is. They kind of have to flee with the princess because they're being blamed for it. Because the Minister Rat brought her some tea. Obviously someone poisoned the tea, so they made it look like it was him. And so he kind of hides out in another country with the princess and some of his friends, and they decide that they're going to figure out who the fuck did this and promise to, right things with the people and, find out who did this, because he was a beloved emperor. I said king, it's emperor, they call him the emperor, sorry. And that's how it ends. And then we find out, oh no, it's Haku, who is actually alive, and he's pretending to be dead because they can't have the Minister of the Right be dead, because obviously they need him. Not only to clear his name, but to, figure out what the fuck actually happened. And that's how it ends. Is Haku has to pretend to be dead, including with the person he loves and everyone he knows. So they actually have to think he's dead. Not like, haha, we tricked our enemy, but really all my friends know. No, they all think he's dead. And he's really tempted to tell them, but he can't, because he wouldn't be able to fulfill his Ukon's, or the Minister of the Right, Ukon's, role if he didn't. So, I really enjoy this. Like I said, a lot of the times there's kind of casualness, and then it'll get serious at sometimes. It's not the greatest anime. I think it is an interesting one. It's a good one. It makes me want to, maybe go watch that older one. But, definitely try it out. Like I said, there's a bunch of games, and the OVA, and there's a manga, and there's two television series, I think. Not television series, anime. So the one I'm talking about is The False Faces. I think there's actually a movie, too. I don't know. There's a bunch of shit on Wikipedia. I just kind of glanced over it. But anyway, it was really good. I think you should maybe think about trying it if it sounds like something you're interested in. Anyway, I'm going to do another review after this, because I thought I already did a review for this one, but, this will happen a lot. Well, I'll kind of, practice what I want to say in my head, and I'll do it so much sometimes I forget that I didn't actually do the review, We're like, yeah, I did that. No, it was just me talking to myself, getting ready for when I actually want to do the review. Anyway, so, happy holidays. I cannot believe it's actually Christmas Eve. The only reason I know that, I thought we had, at least 2 more days. I don't know, I thought today was, the 23rd. Or something. And then I was making my mom breakfast, and I hear on the TV, I can't believe it's Christmas Eve. It's the news or something, the weather. And I was just like, oh, holy shit, it's Christmas Eve? Damn. So anyway, happy holidays, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, New Year, anything you celebrate. If you just celebrate the season itself rather than a specific holiday, season's greetings, I guess. Anyway, I hope you're all doing good. We're doing fine. We're pretty excited. We got our tree up, and I helped my mom wrap some presents for a family friend's kid. And she got him a baby Yoda, which he's probably gonna like it, but at the same time, I don't think he knows what the fuck Star Wars is. But, I don't even know how old he is. I want to say he's 4 or 5 now. Alright, so it's going to be fun to watch him wrap stuff. Yeah, we would have presents under the tree. That's what my mom told me, is when she finished wrapping the table, put those on the tree. I was like, we should not do that until the day of, because our little brother over here pisses on everything. Because that's what Coco does. He likes to pee on everything. So I don't trust anything that's been down for more than a minute. And that they, oftentimes, my dog tries to get into the blanket, she'll knock my blanket off the chair, and I'm like, okay, has Coco been with you the entire time? I smelled the blanket, okay, it's fine. Because he will pee on anything, doesn't matter, curtains, he's peed on the generator outside, it was covered in a tire, but still. He'll pee on Aiden's toys outside, the fucking trampoline, he'll pee on Aiden's slide outside, he'll pee over anything and everything. So the second he wakes up, he needs to go outside. You can't just give him a second. You better haul ass outside, because he'll pee on whatever the fuck he wants to. Anyway. And his brother's the complete opposite. If he has to go and you don't get him out fast enough, he'll almost always go on the pad. We still use puppy pads. But anyway. So, I'm good. Hopefully you're good. And I'm going to go do the other review before I forget.